My name is Jayden Davis. I was born in Texas, grew up in Arizona, go to Mountain Point High School, and I'm attending the ASU to run track and field there. My main event is 400 meters, and then secondary is a 200. Who's Jayden Davis? I would just say, really just a normal kid who just happens to have a gift in track. I love relaxing, being at home, hanging out with family. My family is like my best friends. If I want to have a good time, I'm hanging out with my mom or dad. Family's number one thing. Family, most important thing. I do anything for them. I was born into a track family. My mom and dad, both professional athletes, so track's been a part of my life. I started out playing football, and that's where I wanted to go, but around high school, that's where I started taking track seriously. I've just been loving track ever since, and I realized because I had more of a love for track that I could do this in the future, and that I can go far away doing this in the future. I almost think of it as a business decision. I don't want to get into college running below people. I want to be the best there, and then if I am blessed enough to run professionally, I want to be remembered for doing something great. I don't want to be just another name. The beginning of my junior season, I opened up with the fastest time in the state, and that's when I was like, okay, let's get this rolling, and then winning, and all of a sudden one meet, I got not destroyed, but that was like my first loss of the season, and I thought I was gonna go undefeated that season. And so I went from being like shooting for nationally to not even the best in my state. And so that's when, instead of getting like angry or frustrated, I had to like talk with my coaches, I had to talk with my mom, and like figure out what I need to do. Like if I could change like my diet or change my training so I can like get back to where I was. So that was a hard time for me, feeling like I should be somewhere, but my numbers aren't producing what I need to. That's where I had to really trust in my faith at that time. I was doing all I could do with training-wise, and so I had to just believe that God was gonna put me in the right place at the right time and, put me in the right season. So that's where I had to like flip my mindset during that season. And in the long run, wasn't the season I wanted, but it's a season that prepared me for, having a good senior season. Quitting will never be a thought for me. So when I hit those roadblocks, it's just more challenges for you to like improve and better yourself. I just think I'm doing this for a reason. I'm doing this so I can be better than I was the day before. I find little challenges to do. I compete with everyone on the track. I just basically keep my motivation up, and I'm always competing, no matter who I'm racing against, if I'm by myself at practice or in a meet. Last season, wasn't my best season. I had a lot of outside stuff going on, and a lot of my races I lost. My grandma died during the season, and so my mom would have to go to Texas and then back here to try to like coach and then deal with all that. So it was always back and forth. Some days I would have my coach, some days I wouldn't have my coach. My family was always there. And having my family there during those tough times and during my big injuries, like I fractured my hip playing football, times like that where I didn't know how something would end up, they would be there. I think just having them, that made me the person I am. I wanted to begin the season strong. I was like, if I execute now and if I can PR this first meet, it's gonna set up the rest of my season. So just a whole day, I was thinking about that quarter, thinking about how I was gonna run it, and just really wanting to execute it that day. I feel like it's just like me in my lane, because like I tune out everything else. The crowd I can barely hear, the people running next to me, like I can barely see. I'm just focused on me in my lane, and I'm just really basically talking to myself the whole way. I'm telling me to like pace here, like pace, or speed up, basically like, I don't know, just giving me cues. But then sometimes I just gotta like turn off my mind and just let my body work. And I think that's when I run my best, when I just turn off my mind and like basically trust myself to run it. I made like a vow. I was like, next season, I'm training so hard to where people are gonna know I'm the best in my event in the state. Leave no doubt, like came into my head. I'm like, and that's gonna be my motto for next year. So that's what I was training in mind with, I'm doing everything because I wanna leave no doubt. Like I wanna be remembered as like the best in the state or even in the nation. My school had this big signing day and it was just exciting. I knew it was coming. I didn't know it was gonna be that fast though. Because I knew if I run the times, people are gonna be looking for me. It was definitely a blessing ASU was contacting me at that time. It just made me fall in love with the school. They trusted me to give me an offer first. That meant a lot to me. I feel like not just in track, but outside of track, I have more to give to people. I think the influence I could bring, influencing people around the world, I feel like I was born to do that. So I think if someone were to invest in me, they'd be investing for my personality being different from everyone else. I'm gonna just do my thing, so there's no stopping me this year.